Fans of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills have recently found themselves deeply intrigued by a single, emotional social media post shared by Eileen Davidson. At first glance, the post appeared simple, just a calm image paired with a reflective caption. But longtime viewers and loyal fans quickly sensed that something more was hidden beneath the surface. Many now believe the post contained a major hint about a turning point in Eileen's life. In her caption, Eileen used phrases like new chapter, letting go, and grateful for the journey. While such wording might seem common in Hollywood, it felt different coming from her. Eileen has always been known as someone who chooses her words carefully and avoids unnecessary drama. Because of that, fans immediately began questioning whether this post was quietly signaling a major personal or professional decision. Speculation spread rapidly across social media. Some fans suggested that Eileen might be officially closing the door on her reality TV chapter for good. Others believed the post hinted at a deeply personal shift involving family, relationships, or long-term priorities. What made the situation even more intense was Eileen's complete silence afterward. She didn't respond to comments or clarify her message, allowing theories to grow unchecked. As the conversation gained momentum, attention naturally turned to Andy Cohen, the face of the Real Housewives universe and the executive producer behind the franchise. Whenever something significant happens within the Bravo world, Andy's reaction often provides clues. This time, however, his response only fueled the mystery. During a recent interview, Andy was asked about Eileen and her emotional post. Instead of offering his usual playful or diplomatic response, he appeared unusually reserved. His tone was calm, serious, and noticeably brief. He simply stated, "Eileen is someone I deeply respect, and sometimes silence says more than words." That single sentence sent shockwaves through the fandom. Andy Cohen is known for his openness and humor when discussing Housewives news. So when he chooses restraint, fans take notice. Many viewers interpreted his comment as confirmation that something significant is happening behind the scenes, something he may not be able to reveal yet. His expression and choice of words suggested awareness rather than surprise. Almost instantly, fan theories exploded online. Some believe Eileen is preparing for a major comeback, possibly a scripted television project or a role far removed from reality TV. Others think she has made a final decision to step away from the Real Housewives world entirely, choosing peace over public scrutiny. Looking back at Eileen's history on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, these theories don't seem far-fetched. Throughout her time on the show, she was often vocal about her discomfort with excessive drama. She consistently emphasized emotional honesty, boundaries, and mental well-being. Many fans remember her saying that there comes a point in life when protecting one's inner peace becomes more important than staying visible. That's why her recent post feels so meaningful now. To many, it reads less like a random reflection and more like a farewell, or at least a conscious step in a new direction. The wording suggests closure, acceptance, and readiness for change. Andy Cohen's so-called shocking reaction wasn't explosive or dramatic. Instead, it was powerful because of what he didn't say. In the Bravo universe, silence often speaks louder than confirmation. His careful response has led many to believe that an official announcement may already be planned, just not yet revealed. Adding even more fuel to the speculation, old interview clips of Eileen have resurfaced online. In one particularly viral clip, she mentions that at certain stages of life, people must close doors, even ones they once loved, in order to grow. Fans are now connecting those past words to her current message, seeing a clear emotional pattern. What makes this moment especially fascinating is how one subtle post has reignited interest in Eileen's journey. Without revealing any concrete details, she has managed to capture attention across the Bravo fanbase. Combined with Andy Cohen's restrained response, the situation feels anything but ordinary. So the question remains, is this all just overanalysis by devoted fans, or are we witnessing the early signs of a major shift in Eileen Davidson's life? Is she quietly stepping away from the spotlight, or preparing to return in a completely unexpected way? For now, no official confirmation has been given. But one thing is clear, this moment doesn't feel accidental. Between Eileen's carefully chosen words and Andy Cohen's unusually serious reaction, it's hard to believe there isn't more to the story. As fans wait for the next update, Many are already saying that the signs were there all along. If a major announcement does come, this post may be remembered as the very first clue. While fans continue to analyze Eileen Davidson's recent life moment post, another layer of curiosity has begun to surface. Why now? The timing of her message has raised eyebrows across the Bravo fandom, especially among viewers who closely follow patterns within the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. For many, the post didn't feel spontaneous. It felt deliberate. Eileen has been noticeably quieter in recent months. Unlike other Housewives alumni who frequently comment on Bravo drama or franchise news, she has kept a low public profile. That sudden shift, paired with her emotionally loaded post, has led fans to believe she may have reached a crossroads long before sharing it publicly. What stands out most is the tone of the post. Instead of nostalgia or regret, the message carried a sense of calm acceptance. There was no sadness, no anger, only clarity. That emotional balance is something viewers rarely see unless a decision has already been made. For longtime followers of Eileen, this suggests she wasn't asking questions anymore. She already had answers. Behind the scenes, Bravo insiders have hinted that not all exits from the Housewives universe are dramatic. Some are quiet, mutual, and deeply personal. Fans are now questioning whether Eileen's journey with the franchise ended long before this post, emotionally if not officially. Andy Cohen's involvement, or lack of it, has become just as intriguing. Unlike past situations where Andy quickly shut down rumors or clarified misunderstandings, this time he chose distance. He didn't repost Eileen's message. He didn't comment publicly on social media. That absence has only amplified speculation. Many fans believe Andy's silence is intentional. As someone who has managed the Housewives brand for years, he understands how words can shape narratives. Choosing not to engage may signal respect for Eileen's privacy rather than avoidance. But for viewers, that restraint feels unusually heavy. Some fans are now theorizing that Eileen's post may not be about Bravo at all. Instead, they believe it could be linked to her long-standing acting career. With the television industry shifting and legacy actors being rediscovered, some speculate she may be preparing for a serious dramatic return, one that requires emotional and professional closure from her reality TV chapter. Others believe the message reflects something even deeper: personal evolution. Reality television often freezes people in time, locking them into past versions of themselves. Eileen has always resisted being boxed in, and her recent words suggest she may be reclaiming control over how she defines herself moving forward. Another detail fans can't ignore is who responded or didn't respond to the post. Several current and former housewives remained silent, while a few non-Bravo figures quietly liked the post. That subtle difference has sparked questions about where Eileen's current connections truly lie. Andy Cohen's shocking reaction continues to be dissected not for what it revealed, but for what it protected. His carefully measured response gave nothing away, yet confirmed everything at the same time. For fans familiar with Andy's patterns, this was not indifference. It was awareness. Online discussions have now shifted from "what does this mean?" to "what's coming next?" Some believe an announcement has already been filmed. Others think Eileen intentionally shared her post early, emotionally preparing fans before news breaks. What makes this moment so compelling is how controlled it feels. There is no chaos, no leaks, no dramatic headlines, just quiet signals placed carefully into the public space. In today's reality TV culture, that kind of restraint is rare. Eileen Davidson has always represented a different energy within the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She was never the loudest voice, but often the most grounded. That same energy now defines this moment. Whatever the message truly means, it reflects closure rather than conflict. Andy Cohen's reaction, or lack thereof, has now become part of the story itself. When someone known for commentary chooses silence, it forces the audience to listen differently. Fans are no longer waiting for answers. They are reading between the lines. At this stage, nothing has been officially confirmed. But one thing is becoming increasingly clear: this is not a random post, and this is not an overreaction. Something has shifted, and both Eileen and Andy seem fully aware of it. As the Bravo audience watches closely, anticipation continues to build. Whether this moment leads to an announcement, a farewell, or an unexpected return, It has already changed how fans view Eileen's place in the Real Housewives legacy. As conversations around Eileen Davidson continue to grow, a new question has begun to dominate fan discussions. Was this post meant for the public at all? Some viewers believe the message wasn't created to spark headlines, but that it accidentally did. The subtlety of her words suggests something deeply personal, almost private, as if fans were witnessing a moment not meant to be decoded by millions. Eileen has always drawn a firm line between performance and authenticity. Unlike many reality stars who use emotional posts to generate attention, her digital footprint has remained minimal and controlled. That's why this particular message feels so different. It doesn't ask for sympathy. It doesn't explain itself. It simply exists, unfiltered and unresolved. This has led some fans to believe the post represents emotional closure rather than an announcement. Closure doesn't need explanation. It doesn't need applause. It only needs honesty. And that honesty may be exactly what made Andy Cohen pause. Sources close to Bravo Productions have often said that Andy reacts most carefully when emotions, not contracts, are involved. When legal or business issues arise, he speaks. When feelings are at stake, he steps back. That pattern is why his reaction to Eileen's post has raised so many eyebrows. Andy didn't deny anything. He didn't confirm anything. Instead, he shifted the focus away from himself entirely. For someone who thrives in conversation, that move felt intentional. Fans are now questioning whether Andy's response was less about protecting a storyline and more about protecting a person. Meanwhile, Eileen's silence has remained unbroken. No follow-up post. No clarification. No interviews. In the world of reality television, that level of restraint is almost unheard of. And yet, it fits her perfectly. Some fans are now rewatching Eileen's past Real Housewives of Beverly Hills moments and noticing patterns they once ignored. Her discomfort during intense confrontations. Her repeated references to emotional exhaustion. Her subtle hints about outgrowing certain environments. Seen through today's lens, those moments feel less like isolated incidents and more like early warning signs. Another theory gaining traction is that Eileen's post reflects a shift in how she views fame itself. Reality TV fame often demands constant engagement, but her message suggests a pull towards stillness rather than visibility. That kind of change doesn't happen overnight. It builds quietly over time. Andy Cohen's reaction continues to stand out because of its emotional neutrality. He didn't attempt to control the narrative. He didn't redirect attention. He allowed the moment to exist without framing it. For fans who know Andy well, that decision speaks volumes. Online discussions have now turned philosophical. Viewers are debating whether reality stars owe explanations to audiences at all. Eileen's post has unintentionally sparked a larger conversation about boundaries, aging in the public eye, and choosing peace over relevance. Interestingly, the Bravo network itself has remained silent. No official statements. No teasers. No social media engagement. That absence has only strengthened the belief that this moment is personal, not promotional. What makes part 3 of this unfolding story so compelling is the emotional distance between the players. There's no visible conflict. No dramatic fallout. Just quiet understanding. And in some ways, that's far more powerful than chaos. Eileen Davidson may not have intended to send a message, but she certainly delivered one. And Andy Cohen may not have explained his reaction, but he didn't need to. The pause, the restraint, the lack of noise, all of it points toward respect rather than shock. At this stage, fans aren't searching for spoilers anymore. They're searching for meaning. And meaning, unlike gossip, can't be rushed. Whatever happens next, whether there's an announcement or continued silence, this moment has already reshaped how Eileen is viewed within the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills universe. Not as a headline, but as a human being choosing her own timing. Behind the polished interviews and late-night jokes, Andy Cohen has always been known as a careful strategist. When situations involve real emotion rather than ratings, his behavior tends to shift, and Eileen Davidson's recent post appears to fall squarely into that category. This time, Andy didn't act like a producer managing a franchise. He acted like someone stepping out of the spotlight on purpose. What caught fans off guard wasn't Andy's words, but his body language during recent public appearances. Observers noted a visible hesitation whenever Eileen's name came up. He redirected conversations, softened his tone, and avoided humor altogether. For someone who usually thrives on playful commentary, this was a noticeable departure. Some longtime Bravo watchers believe Andy's reaction suggests internal conflict. As the architect of the Real Housewives empire, he understands the power of narrative. But as someone who has worked closely with Eileen, he also understands the weight of personal evolution. This moment appears to sit uncomfortably between those two worlds. There's growing belief that Andy may have known about Eileen's internal decision long before the post went live. In many cases, housewives share major life shifts privately before going public. If that's true, Andy's reaction wasn't shock, it was recognition. Recognition of a boundary he wasn't meant to cross. What's especially telling is what Andy didn't do. He didn't tease future developments. He didn't hint at a Bravo exclusive reveal. He didn't frame the situation as exciting. In the language of television, those omissions are allowed. Industry insiders often say that Andy becomes most protective when a cast member chooses something that can't be undone. Not contract negotiations, not cast changes, but personal exits that are rooted in identity rather than opportunity. Eileen's post reads like that kind of moment. Fans are now reconsidering Andy's role in the situation entirely. Instead of being the messenger, he may be acting as the gatekeeper, ensuring that Eileen's message isn't turned into spectacle. That choice alone sets this situation apart from typical Bravo drama. Another layer to this story is Andy's evolving relationship with the franchise itself. In recent years, he has spoken openly about burnout, legacy, and knowing when to step back. Some fans are now drawing parallels between Andy's reflections and Eileen's words. Two veterans of the same universe, both confronting change in their own ways. The Bravo ecosystem is built on constant commentary, yet this moment has been defined by restraint. No leaks, no anonymous quotes, no dramatic follow-ups. That level of coordination, or mutual understanding, suggests something deeply intentional. What also stands out is how Andy has continued to praise Eileen's integrity without attaching it to any storyline. That separation is rare. It signals that whatever is happening, it exists outside the framework of entertainment. For viewers used to explosive reactions and viral moments, this quiet unfolding feels unfamiliar. But it also feels authentic. Andy Cohen's response may be shocking not because of what it reveals, but because of what it refuses to exploit. At this point, Andy's role isn't to explain, it's to hold space. And in an industry driven by noise, holding space can be the boldest move of all. Whether Eileen Davidson chooses to speak again or not, this chapter has already set a new tone. One where silence isn't avoidance, but intention. One where respect outweighs speculation. And Andy Cohen, by stepping back instead of stepping in, may have revealed more about the truth of this moment than any headline ever could. We have new insight into Eileen Davidson's relationships with Kyle Richards and Andy Cohen. On Friday, January 16th, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alum returned to Instagram to look back at some of her most memorable moments of 2016, a wildly popular online trend that began at the top of the new year. Eileen's nostalgia-inducing post began with a photo of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 6 reunion, which marked the conclusion of her second year as a full-time diamond holder. The following slide was the customary reunion finale photo, in which Eileen posed alongside the Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen host, as well as her former castmates Kyle, Erica Jane, Lisa Rinna, Lisa Vanderpump, and Yolanda Hadid. 2016. Impossible to encapsulate everything that happened, both good and bad, Eileen captioned the carousel. But a few things stand out. The blast from the past also included photos of the Rob Season 7 cast trip to Hong Kong, a sweet photo of Eileen and her husband, Vincent Van Patten, and a shot of Eileen resting her head on Kyle's lap. The post has since received more than 30,000 likes and over 800 comments, 2 of which came from Kyle and Andy, who left a heart emoji and flame emojis, respectively. Rob friend Jennifer Tilly also weighed in on the 2016 post, writing, "Loved seeing this look down memory lane." Eileen joined the Rob cast in Season 5 and left after Season 7. She announced her exit in a 2017 Instagram post, which featured a photo of her and Andy in the WWHL clubhouse. After a lot of careful thought, I've decided because of my crazy schedules at the Young and the Restless, as well as Days of Our Lives, it's best for me and my family if I step away from being a housewife for now, she wrote. But you never know. I might be popping in from time to time just to see what the ladies are up to. Thanks for your love and support, guys. Eileen went on to make guest appearances in Rob seasons 8 and 10. Since then, the daytime Emmy-winning actress has reached several big milestones in her career and home life, like sending her son, Jesse Van Patten, off to college